MEG cheated 3 men. Rory Vitiello confirmed MEG still hooked up with Rory Mcilroy after dating Has. Meghan Markle was still living with her chef then-boyfriend Rory Vitiello when she went on her first date with Prince Harry, a new book claims. According to Revenge, Meghan, Harry and the War Between the Windsors, out now in the UK, Meghan, then an actress on the USA network drama Suits, in 2016 put into action a plan to befriend a group of well-connected Brits. Among them were Harry's childhood friend Violet von Westinghouse, who was working as a publicist for Ralph Lauren. Meghan had been hired to wear the designer's clothing during the Wimbledon tennis tournament in the summer of 2016. In a conversation with Westinghouse at Wimbledon, author Tom Bauer writes, Meghan persuaded sensitive soul von Westinghouse to set her up on a blind date with the prince. Her problems were familiar to all unknown, unmarried actors in their mid-30s, fear of loneliness and personal and financial insecurity, Bauer writes. Unsurprisingly, Meghan was preoccupied by her own financial security, and finding a husband. Before agreeing to the setup, the book claims, von Westinghouse sent Harry photos of the dark-haired actress. Von Westinghouse's father, Piers, is an interior decorator and antique dealer and an old chum of Prince Charles' wife, Camilla. During weekend visits to the von Westinghouses' Hertfordshire country estate and during joint family holidays, Princes Harry and William played with Violet as children. Although Bauer writes that Meghan's 2-year romance with Vitiello, a Toronto-based chef, was in its last throes when she met Harry, they still shared a home together. The book also claims that, 2 weeks after their first date on July 1, 2016, Harry secretly flew to Toronto. He stayed for about 1 week in the house of a friend of Meghan's, probably Jessica Mulroney. With Rory still sharing Meghan's home, the situation for Meghan was tricky but manageable. At the end of the week, after he returned to London, Meghan was convinced that her spell was cast and the relationship with Harry would be sealed. She told Rory that their affair was over, Bauer writes. In other news, Meghan Markle flirted so hard with Rory Mcilroy that her boyfriend demanded to know whether she had cheated on him with the champion golfer, a new book claims. Mcilroy, now 33, first met Markle, now 40, after he unexpectedly nominated her for the Ice Bucket Challenge, and she insisted he come to her friend's apartment in New York City to dump the ice on her himself, Page 6 reports. The August 2014 encounter came just weeks after the Northern Irishman, then 25, won the Open Championship in Britain. Tom Bauer writes in his new book, Revenge, Meghan, Harry and the War Between the Windsors, which was released in the UK this week. Mcilroy had just split from his blonde fiancée, Danish tennis ace Caroline Wozniacki, and was reported to be chasing brunettes, Bauer writes. After Mcilroy and Markle posted the Ice Bucket Challenge video, which raised funds for motor neurone disease research, they enjoyed a drink at the Fitzpatrick Hotel, where the sportsman was staying. They were spotted by the hotel's owner, John Fitzpatrick, who invited them to join him at dinner with 20 pals at Cipriani that night. The following morning, Mcilroy arrived at Ridgewood Country Club, 30 miles away to play in a new competition. Worse for wear after a hectic night, he fell back to 101st place, Bauer writes. Nevertheless, he refused to sleep as usual near the golf course to be ready the following day. Instead, he drove back to New York to see Meghan. His performance suffered. I wasn't quite on my game, he confessed later. I was enjoying myself. Back home in Toronto at the end of the week with her boyfriend, chef Rory Vitiello, Markle gushed about the sports star on her now-defunct blog, The Tig. Ah yes. Rory Mcilroy. The Rory Mcilroy. Whispered, and shouted, to be the foremost golfer in the world, loved by Tiger, respected by Palmer, and dumper of frigid water onto my lone head for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. That Rory Mcilroy. Bauer writes that Markle, then starring on Suits, was keen to use their close relationship to promote herself, adding, she encouraged the media to publish photographs of Mcilroy and herself. As she would later admit, she occasionally set up a paparazzi photo or let info slip out to the press. Asked by Vitiello whether she was having a relationship with Mcilroy, Markle insisted their time together was innocent. Bauer writes. He believed her. Markle and her boyfriend flew in from Toronto in a net she'd paid for by Mcilroy, sources told Bauer. On October 17, Markle and Mcilroy had dinner at swanky Dublin restaurant Fade Street Social. She was spotted looking smitten, gazing intently at Mcilroy, by a newspaper gossip columnist, and Vitiello was annoyed. Again he challenged Meghan. Had there been an affair? He asked angrily. Emphatically, Meghan denied that she had betrayed him, Bauer writes. She said she and Mcilroy were just friends and once more he believed her.